Hey everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I feel like I have not made a Disney video for you guys in quite a while, and it probably has been since October, I think, that I haven't made a Disney video because we went in October and then I don't think I've made one since then. So yes, it's been a while since we talked about Disney, but you guys have been telling me that you're wanting to see more Disney videos from me. I'm guessing that a lot of you guys are having the Disney homesick pangs too, or you're planning a Disney trip. And so today I have a Disney planning and budgeting for Disney video. You guys tell me a lot that you want to know how to budget for Disney, how much it's going to cost. I have a lot of people that ask me, you know, I've got 2 kids and there's 2 adults, and how much is it going to cost to do this? I don't have exact numbers because I'm not a travel agent, and it really depends on the options that you choose for your vacation. But this video overall will give you some things to think about of expenses when you're going to Disney, and 11 things that are maybe things you didn't consider when it comes to planning and paying for a Disney vacation. 11 hidden things that you're probably going to have to pay for in addition to your park tickets and your resort. So 11 things to make sure that you're budgeting for on your next trip to Disney World. So the first 2 things are things that really pertain to any vacation, whether it's a Disney vacation or not. But it's definitely an expense that you're going to have to pay for with a Disney vacation as well. And that is, the first thing is pet sitting. If you have pets and you don't necessarily have family or friends that can take care of them for you, which we don't because my parents go to Disney with us. My brother and his wife keep my mom and dad's dog, and then plus they have their dog, and they have 2 cats. So they really don't have room for our dog to stay there as well. And we always leave Loki here at home and have somebody to come and take care of him. But usually, you know, you have to pay people to do that, or you're going to have to go and pay to board them somewhere. So pet care is definitely something that you may have to factor into your vacation budget. Somebody to take care of your dog and your cats or whatever pets you have. That is definitely an expense you're going to have to plan for. Now, there is a new option at Disney if you want to take your pets with you. So as of right now, the only 4 resorts that I know that have pet-friendly rooms is the Art of Animation Resort, Disney's Port Orleans Riverside, which is where we stay, the cabins at Fort Wilderness, and then the Yacht Club. Now, I believe the Yacht Club charges $75 per night to bring your pet, and I believe the other 3, it's only $50 per night. At least that's what it was last time I checked. So that is a significant expense to add per night just to bring your pets with you. But if that's what you want to do, and it's or maybe the only option you have of, you know, you don't have somebody to take care of them at home, or you don't want to board them at home, that is an option, but it is going to be something that's going to cost you quite a bit extra. Another option for you if you want to bring your pets is the Best Friends Kennel that is on Disney property. It's actually right outside Magic Kingdom, and of course they do charge as well. But they do have all different types of services for boarding your dog and helping you take care of your dog and playtime and all that stuff. So you'll want to check their website. I will try to remember to link it for you. If I forget, it's called the Best Friends Kennel. It is on Disney property, and they have all different rates depending on the size dog you have and the services that you want. So you'll really want to check into that or call them for more pricing information, but that is an option if you do want to bring your pet to Disney. Another thing to think about when you're planning a vacation, this really pertains to any vacation, is all of those things you have to pay for to get ready to go. So if your whole family needs new tennis shoes, or you all need new clothes, sunscreen even can be pretty expensive to buy a couple bottles of sunscreen. You know, that's usually what, $8, $9, $10 a bottle. So a couple bottles of that is going to be a little bit of an expense that you're going to have to figure in. Also, if you're going to drive, any car maintenance that you need to get done before you leave. So having your oil changed, getting new tires, having your tires rotated, you know, all those things that you may need to do to your vehicle before you go. Those are all, you know, pretty decent expenses that you're going to want to figure into your vacation budget so that you're not overwhelmed with a bunch of expenses before you even leave the house. Okay, so now let's say that all the preliminary stuff is done. You found somebody to watch your dog, or you're going to bring your dog with you. You got all your sunscreen and your ponchos, your tires are rotated, and you're now at Disney. There are quite a few things at Disney that cost you over and above your tickets and your resort that you're going to want to be aware of so that you're not blindsided by a bunch of expenses once you get down to Disney. So the first thing is, if you are not staying at a Disney resort, so you're not staying on Disney property, you're going to have to pay to park at the amusement park each day. Disney resort guests do not have to pay to park at any of the theme parks if you're staying on Disney property. If you're not staying at a Disney resort, you're gonna need to budget in extra money to pay to park each day. So if you need preferred parking for a car or motorcycle, it's $50 per day. If you just want standard parking for a car or motorcycle, it's $25 a day. And if you have oversized vehicles, so like a camper or an RV or a bus, it's gonna be $30 per day to park at the amusement parks if you're not staying at a Disney resort. The good thing is that is a once a day fee. So even if you go to Hollywood Studios and you pay your $25 to park in standard parking, and then later on you decide to go to Magic Kingdom, you're not gonna have to pay $25 again, it's per day. But that is an extra expense. You're looking between $25 and $50 a day to park, depending on the type of vehicle you have. So again, that is a decent, amount of money that you're gonna have to pay, that you're gonna wanna figure into your budget so that you are not overwhelmed by just a bunch of money to be spent just on parking at the theme parks. So it's exciting that if you stay at a Disney resort, you don't have to pay to park at the theme parks. But that being said, last year Disney rolled out a new, I don't know what you want to call it, thing that if you are staying at a Disney resort, and you're driving your own car, you do have to pay to park at your Disney resort per night, which I think is really unfortunate. I think it's very unnecessary. I feel like you're already paying a lot to stay on Disney property. And I don't really think that you should have to pay to park at the resort. But if you have your own car and you need to park it at the Disney resort, that is what you have to do. Value resorts charge $13 to park every night. Moderate resorts, it's $19. Deluxe and deluxe villa resorts, it's $25 per night. So again, you've got $19 per night. If you're staying 7, 8, 9 nights, that's a significant amount of money that you're having to pay just to park at a Disney resort overnight. But that does not count handicap. If you have a valid handicap tag, you don't have to pay to park. But anybody else that does not have a handicap tag, if you're gonna park at your hotel overnight, you are gonna have to pay at the end of your trip when you check out. You will have to pay that parking fee before you leave. Another expense to consider, and it's not a huge one, but if you're driving to Disney, you're more than likely gonna have to go through toll roads. There are quite a few toll roads once you get into the Orlando area. So just make sure that you have, I usually bring $10 in quarters or change or whatever just for toll roads, so that way we're prepared. But it's not a huge thing, but it is something you want to be prepared for, both financially and then just you have them in your car so that you have money to get through the toll road. Another thing to consider is, in addition to your Disney park tickets and your resort, is other travel expenses. So if you're driving, you're gonna have to budget in for your gas money. Like I said, getting your oil changed before and probably after you get back, getting new tires, getting your tires rotated. If you're flying, obviously your airfare is going to cost you. If you're going to have any extra luggage fees because you're bringing more than the airline allows, all of those things are expenses that you're going to want to plan for. And especially also if you get a rental car, like if you do fly, are you going to get a rental car, or are you going to use Disney's free transportation? Are you going to take a Lyft? Are you going to take a minivan? How are you going to get around Disney property once you get there? That is going to be something that you're going to want to factor in. The next thing to consider when budgeting for a Disney vacation is, are you going to leave a tip for mousekeeping? Mousekeeping is Disney's version of housekeeping. So are you going to leave a tip? If you are, that is something that you're going to want to factor into your budget. But one thing I will say about that is Disney did roll out a new program last year. It seems to be still in the very early stages. I don't know at this point which hotels are still participating. I've had people tell me that they were told by the person that checked them in that this was no housekeeping was an option. Other people said they had to ask for it. I know we had to ask for it. We were not told that opting out of housekeeping was an option. But you just want to make sure that when you check into your resort, if you don't want to have housekeeping come or mousekeeping come to your room and clean it every day, you can tell them that you want to opt out of housekeeping, and Disney will actually give you a gift card depending on how long you stay, how many nights you stay. They will give you a gift card just to opt out of housekeeping. They will still bring you towels, they will still pick up your trash, they will bring you anything that you need. They're just not going to come and clean your room and make up your bed and change your sheets and all that stuff. So I did a video about that last spring when we got back from our May trip last year. we did the no housekeeping option. We got an $80 gift card that we used while we were on vacation to like eat or whatever. So we did get money back in a gift card for opting out of housekeeping. It worked really well, except for a few hiccups, which we learned kind of how to work around. We did it again in October. It worked out really well. No hiccups that time. So that is an option for you if you want to save some money and kind of get a little bit of money back. You can opt out of housekeeping. But if you're the type of person that likes to go on vacation and likes to have your room cleaned every day and have your bed made, and you intend to leave a tip for housekeeping, then definitely factor that into your budget and make sure you have some money set aside when you get there so that you can leave money for your housekeeping staff. Another thing to take into consideration, obviously, when you go on any vacation is you're gonna have to eat. Even if you have the Disney dining plan that you purchased ahead of time before you ever even left your house to go on your vacation, even if you have the dining plan, the tip is not included in your dining plan. Now, it was way back in the day when we first got the dining plan, like way back in early 2000, the tip was included in the Disney dining plan. It is not included anymore. It hasn't been for years. I don't think it ever will be again. So you're gonna have to plan on leaving a tip if you're going to, over and above what your dining plan costs, over and above what your meal costs, even without the dining plan. You're gonna have to prepare for that. And if you have a party of 6 or more, which we do when we go with my parents, all 6 of us, they will automatically charge you an 18% tip, whether you've had crummy service or not. I mean, you could probably complain, I guess. But regardless, 6 people or more, they're going to automatically charge you an 18% gratuity to your bill. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about the dining plan or you're thinking about not going with the dining plan. But you don't just have to think about the cost of your food. You're also going to have to factor in any tips that you may plan to leave. Another thing to consider, and this happened to us a lot, back when we used to get the dining plan, we would still have to end up spending money out of pocket for other meals because we would get the regular dining plan, which included 1 snack, 1 counter service, and 1 table service per person per day. But table service restaurants than that plan allowed for. So we would end up still having to pay out of pocket for some of those extra table service places that we wanted to go. Or if you went to a fine dining place that took 2 table services for 1 meal, like Cinderella's Castle or the Brown Derby, a lot of the character meals, as far as I know, all the character meals probably take 2 table services. So even if you're only eating 1 meal, you're gonna lose 2 credits for a table service per person. So we would run out of table services before the week was over. So we would still have to pay out of pocket for extra meals that were not covered by our dining plan. Now, if you're really strict and you only go to the perfect amount of table services and the perfect amount of counter services that your dining plan allows, then you'd be okay. But if you're like us and you're kind of in between wanting that deluxe and that regular dining plan where you want a lot of table services, but you still want some counter services too, we kind of fell in between 2 plans. So we would always kind of opt down for that lower, that middle one, but it never had enough table services. So kind of figure that into your planning when you're sitting down and deciding, do I want the dining plan? Is it worth what I'm going to pay for it? Am I still going to have to pay extra out of pocket because we want to go to an extra amount of character meals or fine dining restaurants? That's going to be something you're going to have to plan on as well. Another potential expense that you may have on a Disney vacation is Disney's Memory Maker package. Basically, the Memory Maker package is, they have PhotoPass photographers all around all of the parks to take your pictures for you in front of special landmarks or different places that you want to have your picture taken. And they can take your picture for you, but they're not free. You do have to pay for those, and you can pay for them individually and just get the ones you want, or you can purchase the Memory Maker package, which basically gives you access to all of those pictures for one price, and it is $169 if you purchase it beforehand, or it's $199 if you purchase it, I think, once you're at Disney. So it's definitely something to consider. We've never done it. We've always just asked the PhotoPass people to take our picture with our phone or our camera. They've never given us any trouble about that. They've always done it for us. But if you really want like professional quality pictures and you don't want to have to worry about that and you just want to have them take your picture and go about your way, go about your day, then it is an option, but it is an expense that you may want to plan for if that's something that's important to you. Another potential expense would be trip insurance. Now, I don't know if, I guess AAA probably has trip insurance, but Disney does offer trip insurance to you if you want to add it to your Disney package. It is $77.50 per adult for the entire trip and $5.50 per child under 17 for the entire trip. It's not like it's per day. But still, I mean, if you've got 2 adults and 2 kids, that can still add up to be a little bit of an expense that you may or may not want to pay. But basically, it's going to cover you for certain things. There's a lot of, just like any insurance, there's a lot of stipulations. So you would want to talk to Disney about what it includes, what it doesn't include. We've never taken out trip insurance. Thankfully, we haven't needed it. There have been trips where things have happened that kind of put a damper on things, but I don't know that those things would have been covered by trip insurance anyway. So it may or may not be an expense that you want to pay for, but it is an option. It is something to think about, and it is something to budget for if you think you want trip insurance to maybe cover a trip delay or rental car damage or anything like that. Definitely look into it as an option and then decide if it's worth your money or not. And then the last category of things to not forget to budget in for a Disney trip, and these are things that you may not think would be a big deal, but they can add up really quickly, and it's basically extra desserts that the kids want, like snacks that may not be covered by the dining plan, the penny press machines, souvenirs, balloons, those light up things that they sell in front of the parades, like all of that stuff that you think, well, that's just a balloon here and an ice cream there. All of that stuff that can really add up really, really quickly. Those are things you're going to want to budget for. And what you may want to do is give each child a set budget and say, you know, you have this amount of money to spend, whether you want to spend it on toys or balloons or those light up wands that they sell at Fantasmic or whatever the situation is. You know, this is the amount of money that you're able to spend, or you just want to buy them whenever they want, that's fine. But, you know, maybe think about a budget or a number in your mind of, you know, I budgeted $300 for souvenirs and toys and all that stuff. So definitely don't forget to factor in those things, just because those things can sneak up and add up a lot. Is any extracurricular things that you want to do. So if you want to take a carriage ride, a lot of the resorts have a horse-drawn carriage. If your daughter wants to have like the braid done in her hair, they have the face tattoos, any of the horseback riding that is at, which hotel is it at? Is it Fort Wilderness? I think it's Fort Wilderness. They have pony rides and horseback riding, any of the water, like renting of the bicycles, renting of a boat. All of those kind of recreational activities are going to cost you extra. So make sure that you budget for those things as well. And you can find the prices for all of those things on the Disney website, or you can call 1-407-WDisney. And they can tell you how much it costs to rent the Surrey, or how much it costs to rent a boat, or to go horseback riding, or any of those things. So those are my kind of budgeting for Disney, things to think about, and some hidden Disney fees that you may or may not have known about. You guys let me know. Did I forget something? Did you run across something that cost extra money on your Disney vacation? Or I may have forgotten something. I probably did. I'm sure there's other stuff. And also in preparation for our spring trip, hopefully, I always say hopefully, or we may go to Disney in May, even though we've gone every year in May since I was a kid. But you know, sometimes things happen. Maybe we won't get to go. I don't know. I'm hoping we do. I've already got our trip planned, but you know, sometimes things happen. But you guys let me know, just in case we do get to go. What is your favorite Disney ride and or your favorite Disney restaurant? We tend to go and ride the same things and eat at the same places, but I would like to know if you guys want to share with me your favorite Disney rides and your favorite Disney restaurants, so that we can have some new options to consider that that may be a good fit for us. So let me know those in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. I will link my Disney playlist for you guys in the description box. Every Disney video I've ever made about planning or packing and tips and tricks and all that stuff is in that Disney playlist. So I'll link it for you guys so you can check it out. There's tons of videos there. I really hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful. If it was, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and hit that little bell so you'll be notified every single week when I upload new videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video. If you want to see 2 of my older videos, you can click the links right here. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you haven't already, and you definitely should, you can click right here. I upload every single week. I have some links in the description box for some of my favorite stores and products, as well as my P.O. Box address. Check out those links if you're interested in those, and I will see you guys in the next video.